Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a topic of, is capitalism ruining movies? In other words, is capitalism ruining the movie industry? So for this video, I'm going to discuss the topic of, is capitalism ruining movies, in a simple and straightforward way so anyone can understand it, okay? So now I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to the topic of, is capitalism ruining movies, the simple answer to the question is absolutely no. It is not ruining movies, to be honest with you. And even though, of course, the allegations a lot of people have is that capitalism, of course, is ruining movies because it encourages people to just focus more on, not only having greater lack of originality in order to sell money, but also, of course, the most obvious culprit that everyone accuses capitalism of doing, making people rush production of things, and instead of putting the time and mindset into coming up with something of good quality, all that type of stuff, okay? But the simple truth of the matter is, specifically with that example, the last example I gave just now, of what people say capitalism does, when it comes to how it helps in ruining movies, the biggest accusation capitalism has is that, which I'm using as an main example for this video, okay? The simple truth of the matter is, capitalism does not ruin movies, okay? Simply put it. And the reason why I say that is it simply comes down to the fact of just using common sense, okay? Capitalism is just simply a fundamental system of growth, okay? All capitalism is a system of just simply growing as much as possible by generating as much as money as possible, okay? That's all capitalism is. And the truth of the matter is, capitalism, contrary to what communists will tell you, and even some experts who are not communists will tell you, is existed in some way, shape, or form with humanity for the past few thousand years. Even when they had other systems of money making, like obviously you could say feudalism and all that type of stuff, it was still technically capitalism, just a different system of it compared to maybe, for example, the modern day capitalism, where it's not down to the idea of you have to be so wealthy to have so much stuff. It's down to the idea of you need to the idea that it just doesn't come down to how hard you work. But ultimately, it's still fundamentally capitalism. It's fundamentally capitalism is a system of how powerful your nation is based on how much money you make, So since capitalism is a fundamental system, to simply say that it ruins entertainment is simply a falsehood, as any system is just simply a fundamental set of rules, okay? Or more like in this case, to make things simple, for capitalism, it's just a fundamental rule that focuses on growing as much as possible. To say that fundamental system that's actually a very simple and straightforward system compared to communism, holy shit. Communism, when it comes to understanding from an economic perspective, is extremely complicated to understand. To be honest with you, the point it's actually ridiculous. It's like they don't even know what the hell they even have to do. But even if it's done according to what they say, it is very complicated to understand. Well, capitalism is just really straightforward, okay? For that matter, okay? So back to what I was saying about capitalism, the truth of the matter is that it is just a fundamental system that's focused on growth. To say that, it's gonna set things up for people to ruin it, is actually a very extreme falsehood. As the truth of the matter is, to say that's going to ruin everything is just incorrect, because it's more down to the people itself. Just like saying, do guns kill people or do people kill people? Or something. Or like saying fire is evil because a lot of people die from it, because every year, let alone throughout human history, there's easily tens of millions of people die because of fire. Or is it actually just more humanity itself? What I'm trying to say here is that it's just simply a fundamental tool. Okay, like everything human beings create. Saying that, it's going to destroy everything is just bullshit. Because, in other words, to simplify, what I'm trying to say is it comes down to individuals. And the reason why movies suck nowadays and why they're so rushed, to be more exact, as a result, the quality, if it's not very good, is simply down to the individuals themselves who run the entertainment industry, okay? That is the honest truth about it. It's actually they themselves who run the entertainment industry who are the reason why movies suck so much nowadays. Because a lot of the movie industry, as we know it, if not pretty much all of it, is just run by companies And a lot of individuals, who at this point are just washed up and just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck anymore. All I care about is money, who've been around for decades and actually were screwing things up decades ago and are still screwing up things fucking now. So to answer your question, though, to really say capitalism ruins fucking everything, when it's actually just a case of the person themselves, is a really stupid statement to make, in all honesty. And and to be honest with you, I'm not gonna say you're stupid because you believe it, but it is definitely a falsehood. Okay. Besides, as human beings, we all make mistakes, and sometimes, let's be honest, we all make uh, statements that are not very intelligent. Okay, let's keep it real. We all do that. Okay, as human beings, we all look back and say that was a stupid thing I said, or even a stupid thing I did, but doesn't mean you're overall stupid. Okay, that's the truth of the matter. And when it comes to that statement itself, it's not correct. Okay, it's not correct, especially with the massive wave of communism going around that's spreading nowadays. I just think it's even just straight up a very dangerous idea. Because to answer your question, capitalism is not to blame here. The blame here is the people who run these movie companies, okay? And that's honest truth here, okay? So to answer your question, saying capitalism fundamentally ruins everything when it's you who have the decision to decide how you're gonna act when the pressure starts adding up is a very false statement to make. Because the individual who decides he's going to get angry, he's going to not only get stressed out and take his frustration out on some of his workers, but also not pay them enough money because maybe the overall movie's not making enough money and all that type of shit, okay? That's his fault or her fault. So to blame it all on capitalism, which is a fundamental economic, mathematical system created in itself, is a foolish statement to make. It's just down on people like everything, because people, let's keep it real, humans really know how to ruin shit, and we've been ruining shit regardless of our race, to be more exact, for the longest time. We really actually kind of do ruin everything. Everywhere we go, even the greatest civilizations of all time in their golden ages, when you actually look at it, people are not even really as happy, as they'd have you believe they were, let alone because they had so many issues. Humans in general, when I'm trying to get across doing everything, even when it comes to ourselves, and we're the most powerful species on the planet. We really actually, overall, not every single human being, but the majority of us really do ruin shit. We actually do ruin everything. So when it comes to that particular statement itself, it's no different when it comes to the statement, when it comes to capitalism itself, okay? And of course, more specifically, capitalism related to movies, okay? Yes, humans do ruin shit for the mass, for as a whole, but you can't just generalize, the system that's fundamentally using. Besides, as I was also getting at, not all of us are like that. The majority are, for certain, are annoying and actually do ruin everything when you really look at it, to be fair, but not all of us are, not all human beings are like that. So to answer your question, the whole idea of human beings ruin everything is a really annoying and straight up extreme falsehood of a statement to make. Specifically when it's said by the people who just hate capitalism and blame capitalism for fucking everything, which is just simply untrue. Besides, at the end of the day, when it comes to the quality of a movie, how of course the thing that that determines the quality of a movie, which is how long it takes to make, there are definitely techniques that can be used to speed up the production of a movie, as well as of course, no shit, aside from techniques that can be used to speed up the movie as a whole, there's also, of course, as well as to add to that, there are definitely very effective methods to not really, let people screw things up. Like, for example, either become an independent filmmaker yourself or supporting independent filmmakers who make movies in a way you like as well is a good way to prevent you from watching movies that are absolute fucking shit and straight up, as a result, suck dick. So to answer your question, this whole system of just let's blame capitalism for everything is such a damn stupid statement. I don't want to sound like too mean on people who believe it, because I understand there's a lot of falsehoods going on the internet, but the truth of the matter is, it is a false statement, and it's actually very dangerous. Besides, at the end of the day, capitalism also encourages competition. Okay, it encourages people to compete against each other, because obviously you gain something from it. While communism is just like, okay, there's no need for competition because we all know at the end of the day we're going to get an equal sum of money, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't encourage competition. While capitalism is like, okay, if your company can produce this movie the fastest compared to this other company, you're gonna make so much money, and that's the honest truth here. So it does actually help make movies better because it encourages, um, move people to put more effort into their movies instead of saying, okay, we already know people are going to watch our movies anyway because there's not really much of any competition whatsoever. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get across here. So, in short, to answer your question, capitalism is not ruining movies. It just comes down to the individuals who actually produce the movies. And as a result of those individuals, they determine how the movie companies they run are run when it comes to the quality of the movies they produce. So, in short, to answer your question, capitalism does not ruin movies. It doesn't ruin it as it comes down to the individuals, and there are definitely techniques that can speed up production. So it would not, of course, quality get in the way of the speed of a movie. So that is all the truth here. So anyway, this is my video. This is all to say, and simply put, I'm out. And I hope you enjoyed it, this video, and simply all I have to say is I'm out. Bye.